the key to happiness. Something I've learned along my journey is that happiness is something that we cultivate from within. It's a mindset, it's an intention, and it's up to us to create our own joy. It's not something we can exclusively outsource to others or things, because in those cases, it's inconsistent. So how do we actually achieve this? Where do we start? Maybe you've been living with a level of dissatisfaction or monotony or unhappiness for a while now. And asking yourself the question, what brings me joy, leaves you coming up with blanks. Well, something I've found really helpful that I would recommend doing is tapping in to the child within you. Revisiting the mentality of the version of you who you were when you were a kid or a teenager, and ask yourself, what made me happy back then? What did I enjoy doing back then? Because what I've realized is that the things that made us happy as a child are usually the things that will still bring us joy as an adult. Maybe you used to love to sing and dance in your room. Or maybe you were an avid reader and loved the adventure of getting lost in a fantasy world that existed in the pages of your books. Maybe you were a Disney fanatic and loved watching all of your favorite movies on repeat. Or you loved to color and filled up countless coloring books with your artistic creations. I invite you to take the opportunity to do that self-reflection and brainstorming to discover what those earliest sources of happiness and those activities were for you. And make the time to be brave enough to revisit them, to see if the magic of those activities still exists there for you. The reason we grow apart from our childhood pleasures is because society feeds us with this message to grow up. We were told to go to school, study hard, get good grades so that we can go to college and then graduate and enter the workforce. And throughout all of that, we were told to put away childish things and live in the real world and to be an adult. But the message you weren't told is this. A lot of the times, the things that we enjoyed in our younger years can still bring us joy today because those passions and hobbies we once had were at the core of who we really are. And they got lost when we grew older and got conditioned into the programming that society inflicted on us. As kids, we could live in a more carefree state. We were less worried about being judged, and all we wanted to do was have fun. It was a top priority for us. And as adults, the idea of fun gets skewed in the reality that is imposed on us of how to be an adult. But the truth of it all is, finding joy and happiness in the everyday and making time for the things that make you happy is an important piece of the puzzle to living a fulfilling life. If we make our entire lives about work and to-do lists and responsibilities, then we live a half-life, a life where true joy isn't part of the equation. And what's a life without true, fulfilling joy? Happiness is a major component of life that I don't believe we put enough emphasis on. So my advice to you, do the things that bring you joy. Do them without hesitation, reservations, or fears, and do them often, because nobody else should define your happiness. Only you can do that, and only you have the complete power to create and control your own happiness.